Okay, everybody, I hope you're doing well. Look on the screen. Look on the screen. You probably know who it is. As if not, it is the Microsoft CEO, Mustafa Suleiman. And you can, of course, check the article out on Fortune. So, as you can see by the caption, it says Microsoft AI chief Mustafa Suleiman says most white collar jobs will be automated in 12 to 18 months. And it asks the question, is your role at risk? Let's get to it. So the article states, for the back half of the 20th century, what Fortune founder Henry Luce called the American century, MBA and law degree programs were a ticket to a great office job and a path to the American dream. The 21st century is asking the question, what happens when all those office jobs get automated? And listen, we've already seen it, with factories. I mean, these robots, they can pretty much fold, they can do all the jobs in a factory. We've seen with Amazon. They can even dance. They're doing everything that humans can do. However, it's touching more so on the white collar industry. So what it is saying is not just factory workers. Check this out. In a recent conversation with the Financial Times, the CEO of Microsoft AI, Mustafa Suleiman, delivered another in a series of predictions from AI leaders that white collar work is on the precipice of a radical transformation thanks to AI. His timeline is 18 months until those law school and MBA grads and many less credentialed peers are out of luck. Did you hear that? His timeline is 18 months until those law school and MBA grads and many less credentialed peers are out of luck. He predicted that human level performance on most, if not all, professional tasks being done by AI. Most tasks that involve sitting down at a computer will be fully automated by AI within the next year or 18 months, he said. Naming, accounting, legal, marketing, and even project management as vulnerable. Silliman's warning echoes the viral essay of the week, a version of which was published at fortune.com by AI researcher Matt Schumer, who compared this moment to February 2020 when the pandemic was about to hit America. This will be more dramatic, though, Schumer said. And listen, it will be. So you stop and think, how many people, who would think? Engineers who working with AI, they work with AI so much they work themselves out of a job. So what's going to happen? We're talking lawyers, MBAs, accounting. What's going to happen? All this debt created to get this degree, to achieve this American dream. And unfortunately, with AI, for a lot of people, it's just not going to be a reality. As I said before, said again, no one is immune. The civilized silent purge is what we're looking at. Already there was a report. Some locations said there were 324,000 homes facing foreclosure. Another report said, yeah, how about try a million? And I'm assuming that is nationwide. Gotta be. I've seen places, little suburban areas, hardworking middle class people. What the heck do you mean? You got 30,000 people facing foreclosure. 30,000, that's crazy. It's like the guy sitting up there in that beautiful home every day going over to the neighbor's house. And why was he going there? Well, he was going there because he couldn't afford food. So he was going over there for dinner every day. Wow. You gotta be kidding me. How are you in a home that's 500K? That's where they're starting out in that subdivision, and you going over to your neighbor's house to eat. Probably never saw it coming. Again, the idea of saying, hey, may not be a good idea, may not be a bad idea to buy grandma's house. This is why. People get themselves into a false sense of security. Well, I got to have this and I got to have that until you don't. Again, we're not talking 5 to 10 years where you can say, okay, this is happening. This may adversely affect my career. Let me go ahead and try to maybe lease my place out and downsize and try to save as much money as I can. 18 months. 18 months can go in a blink of an eye. 18 months. MBA, law degrees. Did you not hear about that attorney who used AI? Now, he used AI in a court proceeding. However, instead of using, is it Westlaw? Diana, you know about that. Diana Prince. Listen, um, he used AI, but the issue was AI. He included a whole lot of case law, but it was irrelevant. So they realized, okay, you just use AI, just yeah. So kind of got in a little trouble for that. But stop and think. It's doing legal work. Said before, said again, when you have like when people, especially let's say like teachers, when people are finding it very difficult, not just to thrive, we're at this point just talking about survive. The society is collapsing up on their feet. The civilized silent purge, if I've been saying just something I coined, civilized silent purge is where they basically just purge you off your way of living. And if you can't strategize, you may find it harder to survive. 18 months. So some people now who are very comfortable in their world, oh, I've got my MBA and I hope it doesn't affect you. Congratulations. I don't have an MBA. Saying is about as close as I've gotten. But even accounting law degrees, I've heard people, they're realtors. That took a big hit, with the change in commissions. Some of them don't need an assistant. A friend of mine now is working on something where it's like, wow, you have it's not necessarily like a bot, but you've probably heard of it. And it's like they have this assistant. It even has like its own phone number. It is amazing. It's like, wow, I'm like, this is like a person almost. You gotta be kidding me. It has a name. And he's real technical. I am so not. An assistant for what? It can do everything. So what is happening? You're seeing life change before your very eyes. If any time was a good time to really eliminate that debt, the student loan debt, man, now was really a good time because let me tell you, it's like you bought a wolf, what is it called? Wolf tickets. All that money, all the debt. I just saw a report, and I did the video on this, I think maybe a couple of months ago. Oh, yeah, this university location is shutting down. University's been cutting back. You think, gee, I wonder why. AI. So the engineers already got it. Oh, again, they were designing programs. What the guy said, never thought I was pretty much putting myself out of a job. You put everyone else out of a job. And then they said, hey, work on this program. And next thing you know, yeah, that program worked. You did a great job. And now they don't need you. So what is going to happen? Some people are already choosing now between student loans and insurance and food. And if you're working on a public job, guess what? They can go ahead and just take it out of your account, out of your paycheck. Man, you're self-employed. They can take it out of your bank account. Oh, you get a tax refund. Somebody's not going to get one because of that student loan. So what is going to happen now? Again, 18 months right around the corner, not 5 or 10 years from now, 18 months. And it is saying specifically, it is talking here. Again, you can check it out at fortune.com. Anything that requires sitting down at a computer, almost any task involved that involves sitting at a computer will be fully automated by AI within the next year or 18 months. And what is the plan? Universal basic income, I wouldn't count on it. I hate to say it. Civilized silent purge. I'm afraid that movie just might become a reality. So let me know what you think about this. Not 5 or 10 years from now, 18 months. Look how much they're saving on stores, retail, self checkout. I was checking, as I said before, I probably mentioned this. I'm like, man, why is everybody in that Goodwill? It's crowded. It's just crowded. Why is I mean, it's like, what is going on? And I've checked in there more than once, and it's like, why is the store just crowded? And it's just regular pricing. Some of the stuff I think they've gone up on their pricing, which I wouldn't purchase. Some of the stuff I'm like, that's crazy. AI. I'm gonna do another video. The rich are truly getting richer. That website, they have shopgoodwill.com. Type in the jewelry section and look at the diamonds. I was looking at some rings. I'm like, that's about a $8,000 to $10,000 ring. It's similar to the one some clown gave me, which I still have. Listen, already up to 4. Who's buying it? Not the middle class. Heck, they're not buying no cocktail ring, fashion ring. I'm thinking about selling the one the clown gave me. But yeah. Why? I said, look at this. They even have some Rolexes on there. Oh, you'll see those. If you're talking about you got 2,000, good luck. I've seen those go for 5. Who do you think's buying them? Rich people. Yeah. Who are you kidding? Worried about a fashion ring? The rich are getting richer. They own the companies. We're going to talk about investing. Oh my gosh. I happened to look up today and I'd already sold. I remember when I traded, was it Micron? I think the ticker was MU. I like around $50. Yeah, then I made a little change and got out. Look up today. It was 404. Blinked my what? Yes. Now I traded this back in 2016. I blinked. It would have been a hell of a call option. Cause then I looked again, maybe I don't know if it was even an hour. No, wasn't an hour later. How the heck it go to 417? So what's happening? The wealth gap is widening. That's what's happening. And AI is going to be a major contributing factor. And what's the plan for the people? I'm not hearing the politicians say anything because guess what? I don't think neither party's really worried. They may talk about this a little bit, but okay, there's no meaningful conversation that I can see. Let's talk about solutions. What's going to happen to the American people? So yeah, a year to 18 months, this is what he's predicting. Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, it is insane how this is going to basically change the landscape of America. A lot of people are going to be hurting. Again, all this money spent. Again, what are the careers? He's naming accounting, legal, marketing, and even project management. How is project management? Make it make sense. Anyway, let me know what you all think. Try to conserve your resources if you have any. If you don't have any, I hope you get some. But I think we're going to be facing a very bleak future for a lot of Americans. This here is going to, I think, destroy. It's advancing, but I think it's going to destroy a way of life. Middle class will be obliterated. Thanks to AI, the richer get richer, and there will be a major, major wealth divide. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. Let me know your thoughts, and I'm out.